Why the good girl never competes with the bad girl. Stay tuned.
Come on, ma, I'm only here for the night. You looking alright and the dress is real tight, but this is red pill, I'm not looking for a wife. I got other plans I'ma do with my life. Surrounded by beta males, you think you all that. They hit up your cash app and donate to your chat. I probably won't call, but I could twist out your back.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Okay. Another thing that I want to say is I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if it feels like it, you got to check yourself. Okay, today we're going to be talking about why the good girl never competes with the bad girl. All right? Now, when it comes to that, guys must understand a lot of good girls are boring. When I say boring, you look at them, they don't turn you on. There's nothing that they do. When you get around them, they just look like little submissive women who are just corny. A lot of good girls, they hang out with the older crowd. You may see them around grandma, aunties, helping people go back and forth to the nursery home. You'll always see her evolve in family events. So when it comes to the good girl is gonna value your personality. She's gonna value who you are as a man, and when it comes to life, she wants to be noticed just like you want to be noticed. She wants to be noticed as the best person in the world. She wants to be noticed as the nicest person in the world. She always cares what people think about her. For instance, you have to think about yourself as a man. When you were beta, all you thought about was you don't want no one, you don't want to argue with nobody. You want to be happy. You want to be a gentleman. You want to be a hero. That's typically how beta males think. All right, now find that inner side of you, which isn't bad. It's just bad for woman's nature. All right, find that inner side of you that you were vulnerable to and understand that a good girl is vulnerable to the same thing. So the old traits that you used to have about yourself, you need to use those to recognize those in a woman. But majority of good women, let me tell you, they're not attractive and they're boring and they hang out with the older crowd. Now, when it comes to the bad girl, it's a little different. The bad girl is gonna always be exciting. The bad girl is gonna always be on the move. She's gonna always have something to do. She's gonna always be talking fast. There's gonna always be drama. She's gonna always be in her phone. She's gonna always be antsy. She's gonna always be antsy, right? So the reason why a lot of you guys got sucked into the bad girl is because you were just like a boring woman. You don't have a life. You had nothing going on with your life. So you had all the time in the world to treat those type of girls like they're queens because they're exciting. They give you life. They bring out a whole nother energy. All right, well, a good girl is doing the same thing. A good girl is boring with her life. This is why they attract to alpha males that are wild, because that alpha male brings excitement to their life. That's what you have to understand when it comes to good girls and bad girls. It's just like good guys and bad guys. You get attracted to the opposite because the opposite brings excitement to your life. But when it comes to the good girl and it comes to the bad girl, one thing that guys will notice, and you're only going to notice these traits when you start to become more successful. When you start to become more successful, women notice it before the men. So women start gravitating towards you because women have a sixth sense. They can always spot a man who is different from the other guys. Guys can't necessarily spot a woman who's different from other women because you get distracted by your hormone sexual attraction to a woman. What I mean, that means that you would know a girl is bad, but looking at her booty would change your mind. You would know a girl is bad, but looking at her breasts would change your mind. All right, when it comes to a bad girl, when she looks at an alpha male, his actions changes her mind. She knows he's bad, but she's like, you know what? I can change him. I can change him. Trust me, I could be the girl that he wants and I can change him the same way a lot of you guys do. But when you gain success, you get to see all of them on different scales. What do I mean by that? The reason why you got to get on your purpose and see success and become smarter is because the higher you go up with money, the worse the women get. All right, I'm going to repeat that. The higher you go up with money, the worse women get. You start attracting the gold diggers. You start attracting the know-it-alls. You start attracting the women that are more conscious to who's who and what's what. And you more likely are able to get caught up. See, good girls don't necessarily attract to flashy men. Matter of fact, most of them don't attract to flashy men. And I've told guys this. If you want a good girl, look like you know how to work your way around Home Depot. Good women like contractors, like, you know what I'm saying? They like guys that like to build stuff. So when you start getting money, the more flashier you are, the more of the bad girl you're going to attract. And the reason why she's going to attract is because she uses her body and her outsides, her appearance to get ahead. And you start using your appearance to gain power, to gain attention. So both of y'all start to attract each other. But you have to understand, when the bad girl and the successful man come together, they both got different lenses of how they're looking at life. She's looking at hypergamy. I got to get to the money to maintain my look, to maintain my popularity, to maintain that. He's saying, I got to get the nice car to show girls that I can take care of them. And then when they come into my life, then she knows I can take care of her and she could fall back and be a housewife. And then we could live like House on the Prairie and have kids in a white picket fence. That's the problem. That's where a lot of you guys are getting caught up at right there. The good girl, the more successful and flashy you are, the more she walks away from you, because she doesn't want all the attention, because she doesn't compete with the bad girls, because the bad girls are going to do worse things to get their attention because they're desperate for the money. You have to understand, a good girl will work at a grocery store and be a grocery store clerk for the rest of her life and work her way up through management. Not all women have enough testosterone to want to go to college, be independent, and work 80 hours a week. You have plain and simple girls that are working at Taco Bell, the cash register, and a whole bunch of places that are really, really good girls that are looking for a man to mold them. And I see that all the time. I see couples who may not be living in a mansion, but live in a regular sized house, live in a basic job where he ugly, she ugly, and they got ugly kids, but they happy. You got good looking people with kids and they happy. All right? Because there's a certain way that things are going to work. That in order for you to get the happiness that you want with a woman, you got to understand that the type of woman that you're complaining about, what women doing and how women are and women this and women that, okay, that's good for you to know. But when you get on your purpose, you shouldn't even be worrying about that type of woman. You should be looking for the boring woman. You should be looking for the woman that's a diamond in the rough, where you can see the good looking in her, what she don't know. You got to bring that out. In order for you to understand that, you got to go through these stages in life where you get the money, you get the attention. You start mingling with girls you ain't never mingled out before. You start banging some bad brides to the point where you're like, oh my God, this girl's so good looking, I don't even know why I'm banging her. The higher you go up with this money, man, the more sluttier these brides get. The beautiful girls do the sluttiest things. The basic ones will help enhance your life. But you gotta have a life going. God damn, y'all gotta have a life going, bro. Some of y'all just sitting in the house, typing, boom, 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 typing into your phone and watching these videos over again, and it's just hypnotizing you with hatred. And you're not even going out in reality doing anything with your life. So you're never gonna know the difference between a good girl and a bad girl. But just know the good girl is the one that's right there in your face that you keep ignoring because you're distracted by the bad girl's actions that she's using to get your attention. Stop, breathe, learn yourself, look around. There could be somebody right there waiting on you. All right? This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully I was able to deliver the message. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. Videos go to the Patreon before they come to YouTube. Hustle.
Let's turn this up. Fredo.
Pronto. Pull up on me, shawty like pronto. Bust it for me, baby, like pronto. Let me see you work it, let me see you twerk it, let me see you throw it in a circle like pronto. 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 Pronto.
Come on, ma, I'm only here for the night. You looking alright and the dress is real tight, but this is red pill, I'm not looking for a wife. I got other plans I'ma do with my life. Surrounded by beta males, you think you all that. They hit up your cash app and donate to your chat. I probably won't call, but I could twist out your back. Don't confuse thickness with borderline fat. I can make you a woman, then turn you into a brat. The type that go to jail, then they turn into a rat. I know those are